What's going on, you guys? So, the Supra has been making some funny noises out of the back, and I think there might be something going on with the rear coil springs. So, we're gonna take a break from working on the Mustang. We're gonna go ahead and get the Supra in here, throw it on the lift, see what's going on. Alright, let's grab a flashlight real quick, take a look up under there and see what's going on, because it's been making some funky noises. Oh, well, for starters, that diff is definitely puking a bit. Oh, hey, check that out. Check that out. We have a broken coil spring. What about this side? Yeah, this side actually has a broken spring as well. Fuck. That's it's definitely broken. Well, shite. Don't know what I'm gonna do to fix that. Let's lower it down, pop these wheels off, and get a better look in there. I actually just picked up this Earthquake XT impact gun from Harbor Freight. I think it works pretty damn good. Oh yeah! Check this out. That is definitely causing some noise. You can see the lower broke off right here. The upper snapped right here. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is drop this shock down. Hopefully that don't fucking break. Pull this coil spring out. Let's yank this side off real quick and check this side out while we're at it. Alright, well this one is also broken. It's broken in less spots though. So the top is still surprisingly together, but the bottom broke here, so we lost a coil. Although, it's also broken right here too. So we did not only lose a coil off of it, but it also broke another coil, so that'll definitely explain why the car's been sitting a lot lower as of lately, and definitely tells us what's going on with the noise in the back. So now what I need to do, I'm going to drop this down real quick, try and get these shocks out of here, lower the control arm, get the springs out, and then I do have a set of coil springs. I have these. These are some heavy duty fucking springs though, but they're the only springs I have. So I'll probably cut these down to length and find a way to fit those in there. And we're just gonna send it on those for now until we can get the proper springs in it, because I have a feeling with these it's gonna ride like a dump truck. Because these look like some front coil springs off of like a G body or something like that, the front lower control arm springs. And those springs like that are a lot stiffer because they're inboard on the suspension so much further that they're inboard off the fulcrum point, so you have more leverage on the spring, so you need a higher spring rate. That's why those are so thick. So I'm gonna cut those down, hopefully stick them in there, and you know, we'll just have to see where we end up, I guess. Oh, there we go. Got it. There we go. Yeah. Oh wow, check that out. The actual spring split down the center Yep. It's no good. Let's go back over to the other side. So now that the other shock is undone, we should be able to drop this down enough to get it out. Another broken coil. That is a fresh break, it looks like. Looks like that one hasn't been broken for very long. You see the other ones break, split down the center, so I don't know if BC's just using cheap coil springs on these or what, but garbage now. Now we gotta figure out what we're gonna do about getting those other springs to fit in there. Probably gonna be a couple trial and error of cutting. Let's see if it fits.
Yeah, these are thick boy. Ready?
Yep. Oh, I think that'll work.
Fuck yeah, it will.
It'll work good enough anyways.
Alright, now for the coilover adjuster.
Yeah, that ain't going back in.
Why not? Just cut a coil out.
We got the spring in-ish.
Android audio.
I mean, it doesn't exactly fit, but it can't be any worse than it was. Now, we're gonna adjust the coil over to about here, which, not ideal, but we're gonna have to compress this to get it up in there. I actually might need to take more out of that coil. A little bit shorter. It's a lot of bit shorter, actually. Oh, whoops. I may have overcooked it. Actually, that's fucking perfect. I cooked it just perfect. Alright, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Alright, so we have both springs cut to fit. They don't really fit, but hopefully they'll be better than the broken ones that we pulled out of there. So now that that one's in, we're gonna throw this spring back in here. I got the other shock adjusted, same height, so we're gonna bolt it all back together and then cross our fingers and hope it works. I need a new car.
You have one, it's called a fucking van.
Yeah, but it gets really shit gas mileage. Now the question is, do I set the shock valving at soft or stiff with these dumbass springs? I feel like if I set it too soft, it's gonna be really bouncy. But at the same time, I feel like if I set it too stiff, it's gonna ride like shit still. This is how my welding gloves get fucked up.
Yeah. You mean like your
Idiot.
garage fits all gloves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of dumb of me. I have a feeling these are gonna be noisy because of how shit they fit on here.
Springs?
Yeah.
Fucking wrap them in electrical tape.
It's already back together.
Slide some heat shrink on them. Don't hate on my good ideas.
Well, the issue is they're so narrow that they don't fit all the way up in the perch.
Oh. Just add hammer.
Surprised how good these $35 Walmart tires are holding up.
Those are holding up kind of well.
$100 for fucking set of tires.
Yeah, for all four. It was like 115 or 130 bucks, somewhere around there, for all four of them.
You spent more on your V-bands for the exhaust than you did your tire.
I think those came with the exhaust. Let's bitch down to one.
Start snapping studs.
Dude, with this fucking rusty ass thing, it wouldn't surprise me. To be honest, I really don't feel like replacing studs on this either right now.
Yeah. Why are they fucked up?
I mean, this whole car's fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of being facetious. I got my own fucking bike mechanic. I just show up and he works on my shit.
Noise. Gotta seat the springs. Hear them popping into place.
Yeah. You want assistance?
Ah, it should be good. It's sitting a little bit higher in the rear now, at least.
Monster truck.
It's not all cambered out anymore. torque these wheels down, take it for a ride, and see how it does. Not sure if I need to play with the shock valving at all. I honestly don't even know what it's set at right now. And I don't even know where my shock adjusting tool is. And with the quality of those springs, I'd be surprised if the shock adjusting even fucking does anything on these. Alright, so we got the new coil springs in the car. Let's take it for a ride down the street and see how it is, I guess. Definitely don't have high hopes because it is a super ghetto fix. But yeah, let's just go ahead and take it for a ride. I don't think it's going to be worse than it was, though. Yes. Oh yeah, you hear those springs popping back there? They're seating. So I mean, kind of like I assumed, they're definitely noisy because they don't exactly fit in the perches. Ride quality is just about as terrible as it was before. At least it's not sitting 3 inches lower than it needs to be, though. I think the proper fix is going to have to be just getting OE springs and shocks and putting them in the rear. This will definitely work for a temporary fix. So here's some pretty rough road up here. Honestly, going over all that shit is way better on this than it was with the old spring setup. And I'm not shifting, I'm keeping it in 3rd gear because I'm an idiot. So actually going over rougher pavement definitely feels better. I mean, it still feels like shit, but it feels like less shit than it did before, so that's good. And I think I'm just gonna have to keep it on these and daily it for a minute. Now comes the real test, because this road is fucked up here. I need to lube that up. So yeah, for as bouncy as that is, it is definitely a lot better than it was before. Before, I mean, I could feel the back of the car catching air going over little speed bumps like that. I don't know how bad it was bottoming out or what the deal was with it. Well, clearly I know what the deal was with it. But yeah, it's noticeably better. It's still shit, but it's noticeably better. And we're just gonna roll with it like that for now until I can buy new rear suspension for it. Or buy a new car. Honestly, might just get a new car, pull that motor out, rebuild it, put it in something else. So let's get the Mustang pulled back in. Got oil leak. Wouldn't be a Toyota motor without an oil leak. So yeah, there we go. Quick little ghetto fix of rear suspension on the Supra. Kind of working with what I had. Didn't go out and buy any parts, but it's definitely better than it was before. So, you know, just kind of go to show that when put in certain situations, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do to get the job done and make your vehicle drivable again. And if that means cutting up some front springs from a G body and throwing them in the back of your Supra even though they don't fit, it's what you got to do. So that's going to be it for this one. So like the video if you liked it. Maybe you want to see more Supra content in the future, or maybe you want to see me just set that thing on fire. I know I feel that way sometimes. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Follow the builds along. Getting back on this thing. Dyno tuning coming up sometime this month, hopefully. And until the next one, I'll catch you guys later.